good afternoon, whatever the hell it is right now. I am live. Thank you for stopping by. The last live stream I did, I was pretty tired, pretty frustrated, and just downright grumpy. So, anybody that was worried about me quitting YouTube, yeah, I ain't gonna quit YouTube yet. Getting there though. Getting the fun is stopping. It's not so fun as it used to be. But anyway, with that being said, um, I still probably am not going to release the footage from down here in any capacity, maybe dribs and drabs, but is what it is. But the title of this live stream or video is work ethic and racism. So I'm a strong proponent for building the wall and stopping illegal immigration, just like any other red-blooded American should be. If you are in the United States and you think that we should have open borders, you need to go leave this country because you're stupid. But that's just the way it is. So yesterday I was having a conversation with a fella. Uh, I'm not going to say his name or even what farm he was working for, but he said I had said something about building the wall, and he says, "Well, he says I think we should build the wall absolutely, and get these people to come here legally if they're going to come here at all. The process to come here legally is really not as difficult as uh, the House Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, and everybody else would lead you to believe. It's not that difficult. You apply if you have some. Uh-oh. Hold on. What's that? Fuck me again. Yeah, all those bumps. Anyway, my header wasn't down. Oh, so anyway, with that being said, yeah, it did. Anyway, with that being said, isn't there any comments here? What the hell's going on? I got no comments. Chat some messages such as potential spam that may not be. Cancel. I don't understand why there's no comments. Anybody commenting? What's going on here? Well, if you're not commenting, that's fine. If you are and it's not showing, I'm sorry. But anyway, so I was speaking with this man. I'm going extraordinarily slow because it is bumpy out here. Uh, and he was talking about, uh, you know, about how they couldn't do the work that they do down here without the uh, South American labor force or the migrant worker. I still have a tendency to disagree with him. I really do. And he says it's good labor. They want to work, and you don't have to pay them a lot. And that's just the long and the short of it. You don't have to pay them a lot. Well, people don't want to work for nothing. People that work for nothing are working out of desperation. And yes, the migrant worker is to a degree an important asset. I would have to say. Now, oh God, that's rough. But I can't say that it is the only solution to a lax labor force. I just think that there's some really, I think there's some really short-sighted individuals that are in this industry to think, or even in this country to think, that white people and black people will not work in the fields, harvesting, planting, doing general work. They don't want to do it for nothing. Now, the South Americans that are coming here legally and illegally are coming here out of desperation. They don't make near the money in their country that they do here, and they're doing typically the same type of work there for little to no pay. Obviously, that's their whole premise for coming here is to make big money doing the same thing that they did back home. Now, these farmers keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger because the profit margins are much larger than what they are if you were to grow corn, soybeans, wheat, barley, rye, grass, hay, whatever you're growing. The profit margins on these vegetable crops, like let's say produce crops. I don't want to get into a vegetable debate and say that a tomato is a vegetable when really it's a fruit, and because it's just like this perpetual bullshit that I got to deal with when I have this YouTube channel. So yeah, well, my thoughts on this are that these companies are getting larger and larger and larger. Their profit margins are bigger by using cheap labor. And I was talking to this man yesterday, and he said reluctantly he followed his orders because he just works for the company, the farm. It is a very large farm. They told him to hire more South American labor, skilled South American labor, and fire the blacks and the whites. And this is his words, and he's a white man. Fire the blacks and the whites, and just hire half as many South American laborers, and you'll get the work done twice as fast. He says, no. He said, he says, no. That's I don't really want to do that. But the reality of it is, he fired the blacks and the whites, and he hired the Mexican labor force or the South American labor force. Now, is that racism? No, it just means that black people and white people are not uh, willing to work long, hard days for little pay. Now, I'm out here banging bales through this baler, working 16, 18, 20, 21 hours is the most I've done in a day. Yeah, I had 3 hours of sleep in that 24-hour period, and I've done that pretty much every day up until last night when I just had to sleep. There was no way I could work that hard again, that night, last night. So I just said, screw it. I'm still tired. But anyway, as a farmer and with all these assets in the field, the money that I'm going to make is pretty decent money. But it's not like I'm going to an office somewhere and I'm pushing a computer key and making $1 million deals while sitting on my ass. I'm actually doing something. And I do steer my steering wheel by hand. Thank you very much. I don't have the auto steer in this tractor. I just didn't buy it because I like to actually have hands-on experience. And there goes Peyton. There he goes, Bill, the 8530. Um, so anyway, so he was talking about the cost of, and I really wish this damn thing would give me comments because today I could probably talk about read a few of them. But anyways, he was talking about these that the Mexican labor works for less and they do more for less, and that the whites and the blacks did nothing but complain about their pay. And they're out there, oh, I'm not making a decent wage. But these farms want to expand and get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they want to have cheap, cheap, cheap labor bills, and I don't know, cheap food. So when the cost of a product is down here, and the cost of your labor is down here, and your profit margins are pretty thick. They're about in the middle. They're up there after you buy all the new equipment and the land and rent is paid and all that stuff. And that cheap labor causes land rents to go up, putting smaller farms out of business and making a hell of a mess out of it. I disagree that Mexican labor is a benefit to this country. For the simple reason is we're putting all of our eggs in one basket. And it is a fragile eggs. I mean, these are DDT eagle eggs. All it takes is one of these ginormous 30,000 acre potato farms or 30 sweet potato farms and watermelon patches and all this stuff to just say, hey, I'm retiring, and then someone else has to pick up the slack. And if there's nobody else to pick up the smaller guys to pick up the farms, food price, the ground will go back into corn and soybeans, and food price will climb up. I just think someone needs to be in check. Uh-oh, we're having problems here.